Hey yo, Lance Rivera made a statement about Jay-Z that's gonna have hip hop fans divided. He said Biggie helped Jay-Z early on in his career, but when it came to Jay-Z helping Biggie, no loyalty. And we know Jay is known for that, right? But let's get into it and see what he had to say.
How did it get to the point where you and Jay, y'all about to do the commission to the point where you end up stabbed?
Like I said, I have no clue. I have no clue whatsoever. I know that the commission album was gonna happen. I was actually the Uncle Paulie in the commission. Um, I don't know what I would have been doing outside of what I've already been doing was managing the whole shebang. But I do know that at that time in space, that's where Jay Z and Big was talking about creating their own label for the commission album. So it started out that way. It originally started out that way. And then as time went on and Big passed away, I was still trying to pursue the commission album. I was still wanted to get it done because I wanted to do everything that Big wanted done. So it was Cam, it was Charlie, it was the commission, it was a new C's album, it was a new everything. So as I was trying to pursue the commission album, you know, there was, there was some real pushback to it. So I guess that's where it could have started. I have no idea. Like I said, it was a friendly competition. So um, I think that at the end of the day, things turned out the way they are because that was what was supposed to be.
What?
Yeah, I remember that commission album or the commissioner album. I remember, well, I won't say I remember the album, but I remember them talking about doing it. I think he spoke on it on the song "What's Beef" in the beginning of the song. He might have said something to the fact about the commissioner album. I would have loved to have seen that come to life. You know what I mean? But so many things changed after Biggie died. But let's get back into it.
Kind of pushback was you getting?
Well, it was because the players that be, I was, at the time Jay-Z was, he was next up, because Pac wasn't here, Big wasn't here. So Jay was, his star was starting to rise. So I was saying, let's get this thing done. I mean, all of the components are still here active, and everybody's successful doing something. It makes sense to do it. So it was the right timing. It was the money. It was a whole host of things. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I guess because the commission was Biggie's thing, Jay had no real committed follow through interest in it, maybe. Like I said, it's all a fog to me. Like I said, I can go and give you a 1001 scenarios, about what kind of relationship him and I had and all of this stuff leading up to that incident. We had some good times, we had some hectic times, we had some misunderstanding times.
Yeah, Jay has made mention of Lance in a lot of songs. As recent as the Roots freestyle, he brought up Lance. But he's also brought up Lance in a whole bunch of different other songs too. So they definitely are acknowledged as far as, interacting with each other. Now, does Jay have a obligation to do this album after the fact? I don't know. Let's continue listening and find out.
We had some rough times. We had some, so but like I said, we're getting, I'm at a space where, I'm ready to, to help you and help me understand, why is it that you and I both can't move on from it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. We'll see if this pushes the conversation forward.
So the commission didn't happen because Jay, he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, in a nutshell. Yeah, I mean, he was the the one that could bring it all together, creatively. So, like I said, I tried to fulfill it. I couldn't pull it off. Maybe one day it'll happen.
Now, with that being said, I just want to know from you guys, and you can leave it down in the comment section. Do you feel like Jay had an obligation to do the commissioner album and the commission album, or was it something that he felt like, yo, I'm only going to obligate myself to this because of Biggie? You know what I'm saying? But also, I want to know, do you feel like he should have? I mean, he also used a lot of Biggie lines and quotes in different verses of his songs. So I would think that if Big did help you out earlier in your career, I wouldn't say obligated, but just on some homie love type stuff, would you think that Jay should have still did the commission album? Leave it down in the comment section. Let's get back into it.
Hopefully.
But when you look back at it after Big died, why would Jay want to do it still? It's not really beneficial to him after Big died.
Well, no, I don't. Yeah, but then you say with that statement, you say that Jay-Z wasn't big enough to carry the commission. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like,
Why would he want to?
what do you mean? Why would he want to? Because I thought Big was his man. Like I thought Big was his, and he was, going to fulfill Big's dreams, and continue to help Big's legacy with, and put in the same effort that Big was putting in for him. Helping his career along. See, that's what people don't understand. Big was putting in work to kind of give him the alley oop. So for you to say, why would he? It's like I just did an open letter saying, yo, you got to help people once you get there, but don't forget the people that helped you. So we helped him get to where he at. Don't forget, we helped Jay get to where he at. I was part of his marketing plan to get him where he's at.
And, I mean, I feel like, listen, Jay has a track record of not really having real live loyalty to too many people that I've seen. Did he look at people like Dame Dash and Biggie as really his mans, or was he just using them to get to where he needed to be? See, that's the question that we got to ask about Jay, because, like I said, he got a lot of history of doing people that he's real cool with, doing them in and doing them wrong and not being loyal to them. So what do you guys think? Leave it down in the comment section. Let's get back to it.
So nah, it ain't no why should you? Big was rapping with you, trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You use me to sell some records. You use me to sell some records again. And you use me to come back from the defeat of Ether with Dear Summer. And you use me to, try to win some brownie points with your wife when y'all was going through it. You use me to sell this new product. So yeah, you should be doing it. Absolutely.
What she mean by he used you for ether?
I mean, if you know the history, there was a record called Ether, and his responses and all of those things, and then he kind of went quiet, and then he came back, and it was around summertime, and he said, "Let me remind y'all of who I am. I'll flip an onion." Sorry, Lance. I'm not trying to make you the butt of my joke. I'm just trying to increase my quote. That was the comeback record after Ether.
I thought, what was it called? Super Freak or Super something was the comeback before Dear Summer. If somebody know, leave it down in the comment section. Let me know. But yeah, I thought it was Super Ugly. That's what I thought was the immediate response after Ether, which kind of declared that Jay had lost that battle. What do you guys? If you guys know, leave it down in the comment section. Let's get back to it.
Oh, y'all forgot who I am? I'm the guy who flipped an onion. Un. So yeah, that's the reference.
But to go back to the commission, Jay and Big, they was real cool, but I don't think Jay was real cool with Little C's and Charlie Baltimore. So I mean, I don't know. Like, is he really obligated to do that? I mean, they was big people. I mean, Jay didn't really know him like that.
I mean, I can say he wasn't. You can say a lot of things and try to, answer for a person who can answer for themselves, but from the sidelines, when you say things like that and you say, okay, well, maybe he didn't feel obligated, but when you were using Big's lyrics in I'm a hustler, you know, when you said when the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling, post Biggie passing away, and during those lines, you got C's and Kim in the video. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're what is you using them to co-sign the use of those lyrics?
One thing that I disagree with Lance on is, well, I won't say I disagree with him on, is that he only made mention to I Just Want to Love You. I'm a Hustler, of him speaking on Biggie's lyrics. But if I recall, there's several songs where he bit some of Biggie lines in his lyrics. Am I wrong or am I tripping? Because I'm almost for sure that he definitely mentioned Biggie lyrics in a lot more songs because people was actually saying that he was biting Biggie lyrics just because he was using. Now I don't agree with that because I don't believe that you paying homage. You can use a line or something that one of your partners used, right? But they made it seem people was making it seem like Jay was just writing whole verses and biting Biggie whole verses, which I don't agree with. But I still feel like, me personally, I feel like there might have been a little obligation to at least see what your homeboy, was trying to do with this commission album and then see it through and to make sure it happened. That's part of the legacy, right? Let's get back into it.
But if you let you tell it, Art, he didn't need nobody because he was the man. Like, nah, he wasn't. It was Biggie, Tupac, and Nas. That was the heat. He was up and coming now. Now he needed to do everything, because Puff Daddy was bigger than him. Puff Daddy was the biggest artist in the commission. It wouldn't have been Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it to your point, it don't, if Puff used, needed C's and needed Kim and all of that, yeah, I think Jay-Z probably would have needed them as well. But, like I said, everybody else has in a different opinion of it. You know, like I said, I was there. I was in the room. I was there making the records. I was there on the charts. I was there. Okay, we're number one, you're number 30. Okay, we're number two, you're number 50 during those times. There's no argument to the facts, you know? So, you know, but everybody wants to say that, nah, it's when we were doing Biggie was the controller, and he was the alley-ooper, he was the point guard, point center, and he was giving people shots. So for you to say, well, now that Big's dead, would he care? I don't know. Maybe his character should have. Being honorable should have.
And that right there is what you got. Now, come on, man. We all know that Jay-Z's character is questionable. It's been questionable for a long time. There's a lot of people that sits on the opposite side of him being a billionaire or claiming to be a billionaire. You know, we got Dame. We got who else? Who else was cool with Jay? And then Beanie. I mean, DeHaven. Like, we could go all day on a lot of people that Jay pretty much kind of crossed out. He even did Diddy like that. Remember? He said him and Diddy wasn't friends, even though they've been in countless videos and parties and albums and all that together. Look what, you know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? Leave it down in the comments section, man. Does Jay owe loyalty to Biggie to do that commission album? Does Jay character, you know, should he be in a better place than where he at right now as far as his character goes? What do you guys think? Leave it down in the comments section. And this is your boy Chaotic One. This is the KMHP TV YouTube channel. Till the next video, I'ma holla. Peace. And oh yeah, subscribe if you rock out with us and hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted when we drop these gems. Until the next one, I'ma holla.